Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, slokas, songs, Divya Desa Pasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Uttama Bhagavatas. Today we'll see the Arthanubhavam of Slokam 100 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
अनन्तरूपोऽनन्तश्रीर्युतमन्युर्भयापहः चतुरश्रो गभीरात्मा विदिशो व्यादिशो दिशः.
Ananta Rupaha is the first nama in Slokam 100. Anantam is something that which has no end. So innumerable. Rupam is form. So he manifests in innumerous forms of his own volition. He doesn't need to do it or nobody tells him to do it, but he does it on his own. And here we see some of the Dashavataram pictures. How? Why does he take so many forms? He takes the forms to protect Dharma, as he himself said in Bhagavad Gita, that he will come again and again in every yugam to establish Dharma. Nama is Ananta Rupaya Namaha. Palapalave Abaranam Perum Palapalave Palapalave Sodi Vadivu Panvu Ennil Palapala Kandundu Ketutru Mondi Inbam Palapalave Jnanamum Pambane Melar Keyo. This is that Bhagavan has everything innumerable. Nammalvar in Thiruvamozhi 2.5.6 sings about how Perumal takes different forms. He has different divine jewels and he has multiple names or innumerable names, and he is a Sodhi, Palapalave Sodhi, and he has so much of knowledge. That is, he has immeasurable knowledge. His knowledge is vast, expanse, and he is lying down on the Adiseshan. The second Nama in Slokam 100 is Ananta Shri. He has immense wealth. He has immeasurable wealth. He has lots and lots and lots of dust to give to his devotees, including the joy of giving himself. Gajendra was given a new body and sent to Sri Vaikunta. So he has lots to give and he keeps on giving. So that is Ananta Shri She Namaha. In Vishnu Dharma, it is said, Tato Divya Vapur Bhutva Hasita Ratram Paramam Padam Jagama. That means, having assumed a divine form, Gajendra went to the supreme abode after attaining liberation. He was given liberation by Sriman Narayana himself, who came instantly when he called Adimulame. So he was very gifted. So he took a new divine form and went to the supreme abode, Paramapada. Jitamanyuho is the next nama. That is, he has won over anger. Even though he saw the crocodile, or who was in the form of a crocodile, was letting his ardent devotee Gajendra and still holding on to him, even after seeing Sriman Narayana, He was patient and did what he wanted to do. He did not show his anger. So he has conquered anger. We also see that during the Bhrigu Maharishi, when he came to Sri Vaikuntham to see Perumal, and Perumal was with Sri Mahalakshmi, he did not notice Bhrigu Maharishi coming. So the Rishi got angry and kicked him on his chest. That is a Srivatsam mark on his chest. But Bhagavan did not get angry. He went and held the feet of Bhrigu Maharishi and said, I have done something wrong. So he did not get angry when he was kicked, but he conquered his anger, and he is all for his devotees, even though Sri Mahalakshmi did not like that. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 62 and 63 talks about anger and its effects. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshupajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate, which means while contemplating the objects of the senses, person develops attachment to them. From attachment, desire is born, and from anger, from desire, anger arises. So, once you have attachment to something, we also see the same thing. We are attached to something. So, it could be your home, it could be your car, and when something happens to it, you get angry. So, that is not to be so. And from anger, let's see what happens when one gets angry. That is the next sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama, smriti pranashat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashvati. That means, he says, from anger, delusion arises. From delusion, confusion of memory. From confusion, destruction of intellect. And when intellect is destroyed, one is completely lost. This shows how anger can completely destroy a person. And we have seen this time and again in many of the scriptures, and even in our daily life, we see this every time. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, about anger, how one should not get angry and overcome. Bhayapaha is the next nama. He has great love and affection for his devotees and therefore can be relied upon. He makes us understand through the story that we do not have to fear as he is not with us. When we need him, he will definitely be there and he will come and protect us. So Gajendra's story and Prahlada's story is the standing stories which we can know, which gives us that confidence that Bhagavan will always be with us during our times of need. He is always there to protect us, and he is there wherever we are at the time of need. We only need to trust him completely and surrender unto him and have the belief, total Sharanagati and Mahavishwasam in him, and he will be there for us. We see the beautiful Nrisimha with Kutti little boy Prahlada, how he is hugging him with all his love and affection. Nama is Bhayapayaya Namaha. Periyarvar in Tirumazhi 4.4.9 sings about Narasimha and how Perumal's Vatsalyam is there towards his devotees. Kumbinar Polilvai Kuilinam Govindan Padum Seer Sembanar Madilsur Serungaraniyudai Tirukkottiyur Nambanai Narasinganai Navendru ஏத்துவார்களைக் கண்டால் எம்பிரான் தன சின்னங்கள் இவர் என்று ஆசைகள் தீர்வனே. And he says that he is the one, that Narasimha will take care of all the wishes of his people, that Bhagavan in Tirukkottiyur. We will now see Chatushraha is the next Nama. Bhatter again takes Gajendra Mocham for this Nama. Says the instant Gajendra screamed Adimulame, Srimanarayana immediately rushed with all his ornaments and clothes going everywhere. He was in a disarray. Everything was a disarray, but Bhagavan immediately came and he was very angry with the crocodile and did all he needed to do in an appropriate manner. This shows how he protects his devotees at any cost, and that is his prime goal and concern. So he is there for his devotees always. Chatushraya Namaha is the Nama. So this again shows how Bhagavan is so dedicated towards us. So his thoughts are always with us. He keeps looking out for every opportunity to help us. And he creates those opportunities. And he ensures that we call him and we pray to him and he helps us. Gabiratma is the next Nama. He is incomprehensible even to the celestials and Brahma. Nobody knows about him. We cannot comprehend him because he is beyond any comprehension. Nama is Gabiratmane Namaha. We'll see how Thirumasharvar describes this incomprehensible gunam or attribute in his Nanmugan Tiruvandadi. Thirumasharvar in Nanmugan Tiruvandadi sings about Perumal being incomprehensible. He says, who knows or who can understand him? Who can comprehend him? Nobody can comprehend him. Are arivar அனைத்துலகம் உண்டுமிழ்ந்த பேராழியான் தன் பெருமையை கார் செறிந்த கண்டத்தான் என் கண்ணான் காணான் அவன் வைத்த பண்டை தானத்தின் பதி. He says, யார் அறிவார்? Who knows about that பேராழியான், பெருமை? Who knows about his பெருமை or about his fame? Nobody knows him. Nobody can comprehend him. That is Sriman Narayana. Thirumasharva, Nanmugan Tiruvandadi 73. Vidishaha is the next Nama. This Nama is again about how Bhagavan is incomprehensible even by the sages or the saints who pray to him with all their heart and soul. So he is incomprehensible by the Devas and the celestials and also by the sages, the learned sages who have learned Vedas and the scriptures. Still they cannot comprehend him. Such is his Divyamangala Vigraham. His Kalyana Gunas and glory can never be comprehended by anyone. Nama is Vidishaya Namaha. Vyadishaha is the next Nama. He grants the wishes of everyone. He makes it his responsibility or his love and affection, his Vatsalyam towards his devotees makes him grant all our wishes. and make sure that we are in the right path. So if we ask for something genuine and that is really good for us, He will definitely give us. He will grant it. So He is Vyadishaha. Nama is Vyadishaya Namaha. Nammalvar in Thiruvaimozhi 5.2.8 sings about how Bhagavan gives the grants and wishes of everybody. He takes care of that. இருக்கும் இருத்து உண்ண எவ்வுலகுக்கும் தன்மூர்த்தி நிறுத்தினான் தெய்வங்களாக அத்தெய்வ நாயகன் தானே மறுத்திருமார்வன் அவன் தன் பூதங்கள் கீதங்கள் பாடி வெறுப்பின்றி ஞாலத்து மிக்கார் மேவித்தொழுது உய்மின் நீரே. He says he made Brahma and Indra and gave them the positions. Okay, and he is sung by all the celestials, and he is the Evvulakum Tanmurti. He is the superior most who can give everything to his devotees. Dishaha is the last nama in Slokam 100. He not only assigns the celestials, Brahma and Rudra, their work, but also commands them and ensures everything is done in the right manner according to his wish. So he gives them the position, but he controls them and commands them and makes sure they do everything right. Brahma, Rudra and the Devas were awestruck at Bhagavan's affection towards his devotee Gajendra and granting him moksha. They stood there with broad open eyes and folded hands. So again, all of this sloka 100 is about Gajendra Moksham and Bhagavan's Vatsalyam and how he can grant the wishes of everybody. And the best wish what we can ask him for is eternal moksham and eternal liberation and bliss at his lotus feet and the end of life. Nama is Dishaya Namaha. To summarize Slokam 100, he manifests in innumerable forms of his own volition. There is no one who forces him to do it, or there is no one who pushes him to do it. He does it according to his own wish and his wants to protect his bhakta. He has immense wealth to give to his devotees, including the joy of enjoying himself. Gajendra was given a new body form or new form and sent to Sri Vaikuntham as a Nityasuri. One who has conquered anger. He is one who has conquered anger. Even though he saw the crocodile was letting his ardent devotee Gajendra, he still was holding on to him even after seeing Sriman Narayana. But he was patient and did whatever was appropriate for him to do. He has great love and affection for his devotees and therefore can be relied upon. We have seen several instances where Bhagavan comes at immediately. Sometimes it is like Bhagavan comes in the form of other people who come from nowhere to help us. That is why we say Bhagavan Manushya Rupena. So we can definitely rely on him and he will definitely come and help us, provided we give unconditional Sharanagati and Mahavishwasam in him. He has great love and affection for his devotees. He makes us understand through his story that we do not have to fear that he is not with us. He will come the very instant we need him. He is always there for us and protects us. Wherever we are and wherever he is. At the time of need, he is completely there. And that is, we also need to surrender unto him. The instant Gajendra screamed Adimolame, he immediately rushed with all his ornaments and dress in a disarray and was very angry with the crocodile and did all he needed to do in an appropriate manner without showing his anger. He is incomprehensible by the celestials as Brahma and Devas and also the sages or the rishis who are well knowledgeable, who are wise, who have studied the Vedas. And they also pray to him with his heart and soul, but still they cannot comprehend him. He grants the wishes of everyone and not only assigns the celestials like Brahma and Rudra to do their work, but he commands them and ensures everything is done in a right manner. Brahma, Rudra and the Devas were awestruck at Bhagavan's affection towards his devotee Gajendra and granting him moksham, and stood there with broad open eyes and folded hands, as said in Vishnu Dharma. This brings us to end of Slokam 100. See you all in 101. Dhanyosmi for joining.